Yeah, there's a bunch of those videos though, Shane. Enjoy. Hmm. Hello, everyone. We are actually live and here, and it is time
Hello.
for more for more Tomb of Annihilation. Adventurers who cry.
True.
That checks out.
Technically, wait, yes, never mind. I was gonna say, technically, Cass hasn't cried yet. Yes, Cass has.
Yeah, you did. You had her go to the room and be sad.
That was more like angry crying, but like legit crying was like when they weren't allowed to go see artists.
Mhm.
And then Therion just went, come on.
Come on, we're going anyway.
Yep, we've been here too long. We have to go home.
Gotta go say hi anyways. He's probably dead, but just in case. Is your food good otherwise, though, Diagonal? Despite being delivered wrong? You're muted.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's good. I had to put a little bit more ranch on it, but it's good.
Checks out. Alright, well, hello, everyone. We are technically officially done with Cass's story quest. Probably, maybe. Who knows if there might be more of that later. But you guys still have, like, the main quest to do. And I guess we'll start with a recap. You all had gone to Mesro in order to look up the ruins there and to potentially find Casa, who I just immediately brain farted.
Casa Valanis.
Casa Valanis. I almost said Casa Valuvis, and I was like, no, that's wrong. Casa Valanis's mentor and father figure, Artist Simber. Things had gone bad in the initial foray into the city, resulting in the loss of Toe's life and subsequent undeadening, is what we're going to call it now. You all were taken back to a Flaming Fist fortification where you were told you could rest for the night, and then you had to leave the city because the Flaming Fist claimed Mesro as their ruins to pick over, and nobody else was allowed in. You all promptly chose not to sleep and got into various shenanigans throughout the night, including Cass meeting an individual that later was dubbed Dragonbait, a dinosaur resembling lizard folk type of humanoid that only spoke through projected smells, and much of the night was spent trying to decipher the meaning behind the various smells. And there are some suggestions that are on the right track, some that are completely off in hilarious fashion, and some that are, like, really spot on. Eventually, Cass was able to determine that this individual knew where Artist Simber was, and after speaking with Zandala about first not wanting to invest time in looking for him, immediately changed their mind and said, well, we have to go look for him now. And the two of you snuck off to do just that, resulting in heading back to the mysterious blue door within the city, where you came face to face with your mentor, Artist Simber, and a grand betrayal was revealed that Zandala was exactly not who she said she was. She was only interested in collecting his super powerful artifact ring and was able to successfully magic it from him, which resulted in a scuffle between Cass and Zandala before she took to the air just high enough to fly, but not high enough, obviously, to kill Cass if she needed to. But both wizards, or spellcasters being out of magic, were not able to do really much to either one of the other, and Cass was dropped into a canal before she promptly shot Zandala out of the sky, and then returned to the camp where the others were looking for her, and she told them what happened. They all got together to go search for her and then check on Artis, only to not be let back in. From there, it was morning, so you all had to pack up and leave, and you began trekking through the jungle with exhaustion. And now we have been making our way to Ataz Mwahaha for a change of pace, because anything called the Laughing Gorge can't be horrible, right? Yeah. All right. Nope, sorry. Yes, there are a couple of things we need to do. Shay has already rolled for their health for this time span. Carrie, that's the word. Sorry, it's been a while, and I don't know why my brain is farting. It's probably because I woke up a half hour ago due to work. Carrie, I need a D100 from you, and this is going to be just a roll for you getting your spells, and I'm only going to have you do it the once because I didn't have you do it for the other days while traveling. Okay. When you go to make your prayers, you have a sense that the Raven Queen is not happy, but you still receive your spells.
Okay. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah. So, like, you know that there is something wrong, and whatever ritual you do at the time of day when you regain your spells, because different gods have different times of day where you do your prayer. So whatever time of day it is, I think like the Raven Queen is probably at night or early morning, right?
Yeah.
It's either like super late or super early, where it's like right in that shadowy. Anyways, we have already accounted for movement up until the hex that will get to Ataz Mwahaha, and you guys have taken the time to get rid of your exhaustion. That is where we left off. You all had... Yep, alright, so everybody has that off, that's good. So, we will move forward the one hex. Is the plan to go into Ataz Mwahaha? Or just pass by it? Because there really isn't any reason. You guys had expressed interest in checking it out, and Azaka was like, yeah, I can take you there.
I mean, I think time of us is of the essence, and we should just look at it as we go by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to, for the time that they're resting, I figure Toe's gonna have plenty of time to herself. I would probably gather materials to make some more woad, and then make a prayer to the Celadrine. The Celadrine.
The Celadrine?
Celadrine.
Okay.
Let me do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Cass
find enough
right
for
now
it.
is just going with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, well, while they really want to go, they're just like, sure, we can go past. Cool.
So, yeah, and like, here's the thing. If you look at the mountain there, I'm not sure how super clear it is, but that river cuts through that mountain. I'm just going to scoot us to the side. It cuts through, so you are literally passing under it, and the question that Azaka...
Would
Go ahead.
I be able to, if we're going under it, still use my historical knowledge?
Yes.
And that's all really Cass would suggest. Not even suggest, just like Cass would just say that we can continue forward.
Okay.
And then just as we're going by, try and gather as much information as possible.
Sure. So what I'll do is, so the plan is, unless otherwise deviated from, just so I know what I'm doing for my for the overland rolls. The plan is to continue past it unless something comes up where you guys want to stop. So I'm just going to treat Azaka's rolls like you guys are pushing forward. Are we moving at a normal pace or a fast pace?
I'm going to recommend fast pace.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can fast track this. Am I going to assume fast pace is the norm until otherwise stated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dinah, was that a yes? You kind of trailed off.
Yes.
Okay.
It was a yes.
All right. I just wanted to make sure I'm not misunderstanding anybody. Okay. So it's been a while since we've done the overland, so I'm just going to double check. They can travel 2 hexes per day if they are traveling by canoe or river, and it will increase by 1 if they go fast. All right. So you have the potential to be going 3 hexes. Roll a d4. Okay. So Azaka is going to roll her tracking, and she has advantage whether it is tow helping or the compass so that they don't get lost. Nope. All right.
To not go the wrong way down the river.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's like, to be fair, the one time that happened, you guys were on foot and it was the heavy mist. Like, she hasn't messed up since.
That was when Cass was like, "Oh yeah, I have a compass."
So I'm gonna do query whisper. That way I can determine when it whispers. Yes, there we go. All right, so she rolls with advantage. All right. And I needed to have a DC of... Wisdom survival check. Navigation have to determine if the party becomes lost. See navigation below. Oh! The group set to slow pace, or -5 if they're moving fast. Did we? We did talk about that, right?
Talk about what?
It's a +5 bonus on the survival check if you go slow, -5 if you're moving fast. I feel like we went over that. It's just been a while, so I'm re-remembering.
I honestly don't remember.
I think it wasn't a problem just because we were always rolling at advantage. Okay, so I really don't understand why that DC is so high if you're on the river. So I'm going to make an executive decision to say that it's not that high. And I'm gonna re-roll because how do you get lost on the river? Like, it makes sense that it shouldn't be hard to follow the river. You only have 1 of 2 directions. Okay, that's better. Alright, so, yeah, it is easy for you all to settle back onto the river, moving the canoe. I will move us to the map so that you can see it as we... Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just going to tell you what it looks like, because if I put you on a map, you're going to think that there's a reason to stop, and there may not necessarily be a reason to stop. Okay. Let's see here. Ah, damn it. Of course they didn't.
Oh, I have a quick question. Is Summerwise still with us?
Summerwise is still with you, yes.
Okay.
You provided it.
I had meant
money.
to ask that, but I forgot.
Yeah, you provided Summerwise with money. It has not left you yet. Do I have an Ataz handout?
I'll just provide good berries for the entire journey. So I'll just have a spell slot down if you guys don't want to use rations.
I don't eat.
That is the wrong... No, it is not the wrong one. Why do I not have an Ataz handout? Okay, anyways, because I can show you this one. Right, so for Cass, you are able to determine with your archaeological... Basically, as you guys move down the river, the heavy canopy of the jungle kind of peels away. as you go into the mountains, and on either side is a large high-rising gorge that the river cuts through. There's dense brush on either side of this river, and eventually you start hearing the sounds of like chittering monkey noises that sound like akin to laughter, and it sounds much louder than it is because of the way the gorge is reverberating this sound. And as you approach, you see rising well over 100 feet over this river is a stone bridge that spans from one side of the gorge to the other. It's supported by two large pillars that are decorated with carvings of monkeys and the symbolic mazes that are a prominent feature on it. The monkeys are more like gargoyle statues, but not actually gargoyles. They're just like plopped on there to look like it. And then there are tens of, if not well into the hundreds of monkeys that are also living and hanging on the like vines and in the nooks and crannies of this bridge as you all pass through. And I will give you this view because it doesn't show anything that you don't need to see. But yes, the dinosaur does pass by and it's like chewing on a piece of like plant foliage. But you can see the monkey statues up top, and then there's a larger statue prominently featured in the middle, and on the eastern side of the bridge, part of it is broken off and collapsed due to time. Cass, would you like to make a perception check for me?
Yes. 15.
15? Using your historical knowledge and this perception roll, as you look up, the large statue prominently featured in the middle is actually a shrine statue. You know
Cool.
through your studies of the Chultan people that larger statues like that tend to have like a little shrine built into them. And Azaka is of course being a guide, and she's explaining most of this to you all as you're rowing through. She says that the bridge was originally called the Monkey Bridge for obvious reasons. It got its name from the monkeys that perch on its walls and hang by their tails from its underside. But it is a mix of living monkeys and ancient carvings. The maces are obviously representative of Uptau and the Chultan religion. And she says, yeah, it's actually pretty neat, and people used to come through here all the time, and the shrine is like a way stop where people can make offerings to Uptau, and it's, you know, it's pretty neat. Is
she like...
Hmm?
Is she like one of those
And you can see on your left...
Jaws, yeah, the like Jaws people that are like on the boat and making jokes the whole time, like, let's stop monkeying around and move on. Those sort of things.
I feel like she would try that, but because it's Azaka, she's probably not good at it. So I will now have to perform a charisma roll for Azaka. You're putting her on the spot. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, she's like, yeah, the bridge is really known for a lot of monkey business, which is why the eastern side is broken. And that's her delivery. It is very flat. She just kind of like looks back and she's like,
There. Cho does actually get that hat.
It's the
It's the small things in her own life now, since she can't take any pleasure in anything now.
I was gonna say, was it like the Gwen Stacy sympathy laugh from just how bad it was?
No.
It's like when you laugh
more-
at a dad joke just because it's like, I cannot believe you actually just said that.
Cass would probably correct her. Say like, no, it actually seems like it was just worn down from time.
Toad just goes,
Yeah, it's just like, right, well, okay. Is there any reason anyone wants to stop to actually go look? Oh, screaming children right on the
I don't think so.
It's very
I
late
mean-
for these screaming children. Wow.
Yeah, I don't have a reason right now.
I understand the necessity for speed, so I will not request we stop, though if we were, I would happily make an offering to the statue. Of shrine, rather.
do you wish to leave one of your messages?
Sorry, what was that?
Do you wish to leave one of your messages?
That is a solid idea, though. I might try and do that on a passing tree as we row.
That would require getting off the boat.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, like,
I'll do that when we next stop.
okay.
Time is of the essence if we want to get to Curse the Ball.
So we are pushing forward
Indeed.
then. Alright.
I believe so.
So that's 1 hex, 2 hex, 3 hex. And so we stop and make camp for the night. The plan is to fast track to Kirsabal, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to. Well, I still needed Carrie's help before.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that tonight.
Up to you.
So, 1, 2, 3, that's 1 day. 1, 2, 3. So it's going to take about 3 days, no matter how far down the river you go, just the way Kirsabal's proximity is with the rest of with the river and the jungle, and having to do some climbing when you get closer. But I'm going to go ahead and fast track this because, as you stated, time is of the essence, and we are going to not bog things down with random encounters while you're on the river unless it becomes a really bad roll. So we will fast track. We will have a chance for a camp scene the night before Kirsabal. So Shay, it's going to be 3 days. So if you want to roll those for me, I will roll Azaka's guiding. 3 days. On.
Jesus.
Ooh. And alright. Azaka's doing good. She's rolling really high on one side and really low on the other. Just insane. Alright, so this is probably as close as you can get before.
During my meditations at night, I wanted to reach out to just any kind of being, higher power, feeling that, the Raven Queen is not happy, who would be willing to help me in my quest at all costs.
Alright. D100, please. You don't feel that there is any response to your reaching out prayers. Clear some of this out too. That's what I've been able to see. All right, a little over this way too. Anyhoodle, this will be where you guys make camp for the night. Let's see if there was any chance of shenanigans. There's not. So, the 3 days down, or the 2 days down the river, were uneventful for you all. But you made camp, and basically by evening time on the next day that I've already rolled, you will arrive at Kirsabal. So this is a chance at camp to do or say anything before we move forward into Kirsabal.
I'll approach Carrie again, and just kind of sit down nearby, kind of like I've been like keeping like arm's length distance because this state is still new and uncertain to me. Do you think you can do it now?
I think I have everything that I need. I think I'm ready. I will lead her about 40 feet outside of camp. I will lay out my blanket. You may want to lay down for this.
I do.
What is it, copper? I'm gonna place... Hold on, I gotta make sure that I can... Okay. I can... Alright. I'm going to... No, because they're both, Can you hold really still? I don't want to mess anything up.
I think the only thing that moves is like my head when it turns slightly.
Okay.
I can do that. I don't feel pain or anything.
I'm gonna place 2 copper on her eyes and start ritual casting. Should I cast the gentle repose before or after I take her heart out?
I would probably say before, so that it also gets preserved. Because you don't want her heart to melt away.
That's what I will start ritual casting gentle repose.
And sorry, go on.
As the ritual is ending, I am going to take my dagger and just start carving out her chest. Or like, I'm gonna open up her chest and just reach in and I'm gonna just rip out her heart. I'm gonna use the dagger.
How carefully are you being?
Careful. I mean, I'm not trying to
disregard the fact that she said rip.
Yeah, I mean...
My more question was just like how...
You do have to rip a heart out. Like, you gotta disconnect it from veins and arteries and stuff.
Yeah, mine was more of like, how intact do you want to leave it if she potentially can get her body back? So,
I just like an incision. I mean, I know it looked like I was just gonna go...
Yeah, no, it's fine. Please give me a medicine check then for the procedure. You will have advantage because this is something that I believe Raven Knights will know. Not that you need it. It is a practice motion. Your hand is steady. You make the incision. You do you happen... What kind of tools do you have? I know you said you have a knife, but do you have anything else? Because I do know a bit about heart surgery, and there is like the thing of like having to shatter the rib cage to get in there. do you like Bonesaw and stuff too, or do you go under and shift other unnecessary organs out as well?
A little feng shui.
I don't know. I'm trying to see what I
It still
have.
looks
I
like
don't
shit.
think I would.
If only Nailed were here, that sledgehammer would open her right up.
I'm not using a sledgehammer.
I have a miner's pick and a shovel.
Well, you're not here right now.
That's true.
I do
yeah.
have
I
a
know.
I do have a.
She's going inside of Toe in private. This isn't for public display.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
because
is a
it's
private
gruesome.
Mm.
And I knew, and she
Yeah.
knew it was gonna be. You know what? I'm
Mazaka is sitting there with popcorn.
not even that. I'm not that
I
strong.
believe it.
I'm gonna try and go like under the ribs because I don't have anything to like break the ribs
Okay.
without it being my bare hand. Oh wait, hold on. What spells do I have?
Just crack it with your mace.
Am I able to assist her? Like if she says, okay, like tilt your back up a little bit or anything like that?
She doesn't need assistance for her role. This is just
Flavor.
Like,
not even flavor. Like this is realistically how intact is your body going to be going forward, because like the real heart surgery type stuff, they do have to like break your ribs and fix them afterwards. But so you're going under then. It's still doable.
I do have a healer's kit. I don't know what is exactly in a healer's kit, but I have one.
I don't think it comes with things like a bone saw.
To be fair, I don't think bone saw is an item.
It's probably not. This is medieval fantasy.
No, I mean it's probably an item in the world, but I don't think it's an item mechanically an item for the game.
But I do have the healer feat, which does work on undead.
That is true.
Okay. I mean, it's fine. You rolled well enough that this is okay.
I'm trying to keep her in as tact as possible.
Okay. And you do. You're able to... she's undead, so it's like, you don't need that lung, so you incision and shift stuff around, and you're able to remove organs and put them back, but eventually you are able to really reach in there and get the heart and pull it out and get it into the pickle jar. Preferably the one without the brine.
As she's finishing up and probably just like fixing everything so it's back in place. I know my state of being is unnatural. I do not like it.
I can't say that I enjoy it either. But we have a mission, and as long as our goals are the same.
I agree. I am tolerating this state only because we need to stop Soul Monger. After
I
that,
agree.
I would rather die and go to Arborea than stay in this state. But I hope I can return so that I can feel everything again.
I hope you make it. If you make it, we'll figure out what we can do with bringing you back or ridding you altogether.
You will be purged.
I'd like to extend my apologies to you and to the Raven Queen for asking this of you.
I don't think you intended to die. And I would rather have your assistance in the mission I was sent here to do. And that should be our focus.
In that case, make sure you get to where you need to go. And that we can do what you need to do.
This death curse needs to end.
If
So the natural state can be remade.
I agree. Do you think you'd be willing to continue working on preserving my body so it doesn't waste away so quickly? I'm already feeling it failing quickly.
There isn't too much I can do, but I will definitely do what I can. And what I can do, is use my healer's kit. Oh, you haven't lost health, it's your max. I don't know how to bring.
Sorry.
We already decided.
You hear a doot of disapproval from the Raven Queen. That was what that was. I don't even know if that got through to anybody else.
I think there's a birthday party outside.
Well, there was like sirens for a moment too.
Yeah, the cops to shut down the gathering too.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'll do what I can, but it's very limited.
Thank you.
Do you want this? I'll hold out her heart in the jar to her.
No, I would like you to hold on to it in case. I would like you to hold on to it in case my body ends up lost in some dinosaur's gullet or is destroyed elsewhere.
We'll tuck it away into my backpack. Then now I have a human heart.
You have a jar of dirt.
Hey, she's not a human. That's offensive.
I just put in my inventory heart jar.
Heart jar. Nice. That checks out.
Good job.
Oh my goodness. It's like, there must have been something serious that happened out there. Sorry, it is noisy.
Yeah, I hear him. He probably started a fire accidentally or something. Ooh, wow, that's close. Can anyone else hear those sirens?
Now I can.
Not over my fan, I can't.
Okay. I think for the rest of the night, I'm gonna sit and meditate and just pray to the Seldarine and to the spirits and to all the good entities that I tend to honor or worship, and say much the same thing. Just I know my state is unnatural and I wish it were not so, but I have to stop the death curse.
Cass is just gonna do their thing where they just continue drawing the map and making sure everything's good, and just writing down literally everything just in their notebook. And they've been doing that a lot more than usual. For obvious reasons.
Doodling, 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 doo. Okay.
I wasn't.
Oh.
I wanna do my meditation thing every night. Just, put it out there.
Yep. Go ahead and give me a D100 for your meditation and spell recovery. Okay. So you didn't really cast any spells yesterday, yes?
The only thing I did was to tow.
Okay.
The gentle repose.
Yep. So you do not recover the gentle repose spell slot.
Well,
Okay.
it was a ritual anyway.
Oh yeah, it was a
true.
ritual. I didn't use a spell
So
slot.
then you did not use a spell slot. You still have all of your prepared spells. When you go to pray for different spells, you do not feel the comfort of the Raven Queen's magic imparting to you.
Okay. Work with what I got.
Yep.
Should I make any rolls too, or no?
Yes, give me a D100, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also want to
You-
talk to Summerwise.
You do not get a response, Shay.
Okay.
All right. Summerwise has been lounging on your shoulder for most of this. When you went to go operate, of course, it sauntered off somewhere else, probably claimed Therion's pack for its bed and hissed at him every time he tried to get into it to find some flour or something.
Ate the rest of my damn good berries.
Yep, it ate all the good berries.
I would assume during my watch because we'd be alone. Just is it a? I mean, I would assume with a name like Summerwise, it's a girl.
It actually doesn't specify.
Okay.
One
Or
sec.
gender fluid.
Oh, no, but let me find Zondala's entry. There she is. So, she has befriended a pseudo dragon named Summerwise who thinks that Summerwise can be it never says. So
Okay. So
it will be whatever we want it to be.
okay.
They will be whatever we want them to be. That is the correct terminology because pseudo dragons are people too.
Maybe they like the term it.
I mean, they're not humanoid, but let's not have that discussion because I don't need the internet getting mad at us for saying it to a creature. So yes. So your reasoning should be, or is that Summerwise should be female, and I am in agreement with that, unless it wants to be just like a fabulous pseudo dragon. But you're the one befriending it now, so I will leave the choice up to you.
Why hasn't your master recalled you? Usually, when people of magic have pets, they bring them back to them.
Are you just talking in common?
I mean, I don't know what it speaks.
Mm-hmm. So yes, just addressing it in common.
Yeah.
So Summerwise looks up at you and gives a very half-hearted and lazy exhaling of smoke from its nostrils, and like goes back to dining on a good berry.
Want to go wake up Cat, but I'm gonna let her sleep.
You're lucky I'm gonna let her sleep.
Am I still in Carrie's area, or did Carrie go off and
She
talk
said
to
she
him?
wanted to do this in private.
Okay.
Remind me, how big are each hex? Are they 10 miles or?
I believe
I remember
they
them
were
being
10.
huge.
Yes, 10 mile hexes.
That's a big oof. Fucking commune with nature doesn't even cover a full hex. I might play around with the scroll anyway and try and cast it just to get a vague direction as to what the land can tell me about powerful presences of undead.
Do you now? I'm gonna have you stick a pin in that because we are still on Carrie's scene, though. I know
Okay.
it was interrupted, but Carrie, what else are you doing?
Just having just conversations, kind conversations with it.
Mm-hmm.
I will take good care of you while you're with us. And I think between the two of us, we might be able to acquire some good treasures.
That seems to catch its attention, and its like barbed tail kind of wags a little more excitedly at the mention of treasure.
And that's really it. Just the rest is just like travel.
And like the closing scene, then as you're like, yeah, we'll get a lot of treasure and stuff. It seems to be more a tent, and then it hears like a rustling in the bushes, and then like a bunny with a unicorn horn on its forehead bounds out of the bushes, and you see Summerwise take off, fly after it, hit it with the stinger, and then drag it into the bushes.
You should remember to feed you.
Mm-hmm. No. Therion, you had something you wanted to do now?
Yes, I'd like to try and cast Commune with Nature from the scroll I found earlier.
Alright, do you have Commune with Nature on hand to link it?
I sure do.
Alright, please do so. You briefly become one with nature and gain knowledge of the surrounding territory in the outdoors that gives you knowledge of the land within 3 miles. Oh, that's... Okay, kill it.
I don't have a thing to be a thing.
That doesn't actually... There's a different list of things on D&D Beyond. On D&D Beyond it lists terrain and bodies of water, prevalent plants, minerals, animals, and people, powerful celestials, fae, fiends, elementals, and or undead, influence from other planes of existence. So those last two are the ones I'd like to try and find out.
Within 3 miles of you, huh?
Yeah, it's a bit crummy.
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
Did you do this?
No, it's okay. Actually, yeah.
Shit.
No, I don't. I have another one.
Okay.
It's okay.
Sorry.
No. I'm glad you asked. Give me a perception check, please.
Crud.
Ah, classic Therion. As you become one with nature and you reach out, you kind of do that thing where a paladin steps into hell and then casts Detect Evil, because as they explained to you, like,
It's everywhere.
the jungles are infested with undead. It is not safe to go into the jungles out of fear of the undead. However, on the map here, you can see, and we had briefly gone over, that the various colors, much like terror alerts, the deeper the shade goes, the more dangerous it is, and you guys are right on the border of yellow, which is dangerous, but not the most concentrated. And like you can see up here, just past Port Castigliar, whatever, north of Mesro, there is a concentration of spots where they say there's a lot of undead. There's one just a little southwest of you. But as you are peering out into the night, a sensation carries on the wind, and you look up into the skylight, and you see that there is an earth mote that is just kind of lazily drifting within, like, so like if the moon was here, it's like just passing within view, and so you're getting like the shadow of it because it's not eclipsing the moon, but it's passing through it, and so the light of the moon frames it to make it visible, but you can't make out any details other than this mound of earth that is just floating above the jungle tree line.
Do I have a rough estimate as to how far away that is?
No. You rolled a really bad perception. But you can see it. It's there.
I assume I would have done this either before we all went to bed or in the morning. So
it probably would have been before you went to bed because you didn't specify otherwise. until you
Yeah.
cast it.
I might go to Cass if she's still awake.
Cass, are you still awake?
What time is it?
He said before everybody went to bed, so.
So probably while I was ripping Shay's heart out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then yeah.
Yeah, you assume the two of you assumed they just wanted some private time because the two elves are always just been really close, and
Yeah.
Carrie said she needed to get inside of Toe, so they went off. And thank you.
And boy, did I get inside of her.
You went deep.
Yeah. Right to the heart.
To the heart of it, you might say.
Azaka finger crossbows.
But yeah, I think Cass is probably just sitting by the fire, just nose in the journal, per usual.
Cass, might I have your attention for a moment?
Yeah. What would you like?
I'd like your opinion on something. What do you
I'm
suppose
good at opinions.
that is? Then he'll try and point out the floating mound of dirt.
Cass, would you like to make a perception check, please?
Sure.
With advantage, because somebody is pointing it out to you.
Okay. Floating mound of dirt. It's a 20. Dirty 20, not natural.
Dirty 20. Alright,
Dirty
so
20.
you end up looking out, and it is early evening, so it's a little bit harder, but I do have a description. A massive chunk of earth and rock, torn from the earth, drifts over the swampy forest, about 100 feet above the ground. A petrified tree towers above the stone, with its stone roots protruding from the bottom. Between the shape of the rock and the branching of the tree limbs, it creates the impression of a gigantic stone heart hanging in the sky.
How fitting.
The impression is only made more gruesome by the red liquid dripping from its roots. And yes, it is appropriately fitting, as there is some heart ripping going on not too far from here. Congratulations, you've summoned the Great Stone Heart.
Could I... Can I do, like, some sort of, like, history or something just to know, like, do I know anything about floating trees that look like hearts?
Absolutely.
Or anything about stuff that looks like... Would it be history?
You may. Also, it does fall within your background ability, too.
It does? The historical knowledge?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, cool. Well, I'll do that, but then I'll also do history to get more information.
Yep.
It's a 24.
Alright. You recognize this from your readings and the research you did of the Chultan area before heading out here. This is a mysterious landmark known as the Heart of Uptal. Well, I don't need to move that. The Heart of Uptal is an earth mote, a massive chunk of earth held aloft by magic that can't be dispelled. It hovers about 200 feet above the ground and rotates slowly counterclockwise, completing one revolution every hour. Chultans call it the Heart of Uptal because the earth mote is vaguely heart-shaped. Thank you, guys. And the petrified tree adds the impression of veins and arteries. The dripping red liquid is rainwater that was stained by filtering through iron ore deposits in the rock. Chultans who have seen the earth mote believe it's actually the petrified heart of the god Uptal, and they consider it sacred. Priests of Uptal used to travel here on the backs of flying dinosaurs to seek visions inside the heart and beseech Uptal to return. Many Chultans would be incensed to learn... Oh, no, disregard that. But yeah, so this is a sacred landmark that just kind of drifts around Chult, and the only way to access it is flying.
Yeah, I think Cass would look at it, take in all the information, and then For like the first time throughout the last few days, they would like smirk a little and then be like, "It's the heart of a god."
Mm. Mood.
I see. Do you suppose that has
And then-
any significant presence in our current search for the Soul Monger?
Nah. Maybe. We got an echo.
Yeah, I got it for a second
Okay.
too. But yeah, Cass would think for a moment and then shrug and then say, honestly, at this point, I think everything here does. I know that sounds like a cop-out answer, but we can't really like
Write off anything at this point.
cut anything out. I mean, we don't really know.
Hard.
I didn't mean to do that. We don't really know anything else that's really going on. But I would eventually explain the actual stuff behind it. I won't just say it's the heart of a god and then stop. But then, yeah, after the, and you can see as Cass is explaining it, just like every other time Cass is explaining something, like just like this new little like energy comes to them. Like they gain a little bit more energy, like whenever they're talking about historical knowledge and all of that. They're like, yeah, so then this and then this and then this and then this and then yeah, and then it's just like it's so cool. Like, and it's just like the thing that looks like blood that's actually like just iron and stuff, the rainwater. But yeah, Cass afterwards though, Cass would turn to Therion. The whole time Cass was like looking up at it, explaining it, and then be like, I know I have suggested a lot of places for us to go. But Artis, my mentor, mentioned a few places that might be of interest. And I didn't know when to mention it because I know right now we're on the one we're going goal to goal, priorities, those sort of things. But there are two places. Apparently deeper in the jungle, which would be more dangerous, but it's from what I can see, and Cass would take out the map and point to where he X'd off. There's this place called the Wreck of the Star Goddess, airship. There's an airship that crashed there. That's all I really know about it, but that was some place. But then the place that really interests me, and you're gonna kill me, but it's on the other side of the island, is Orolunga? Is that what it's called? Orolunga. Artis said he was actually gonna head over there. Was that where he was heading?
That was where he said he was heading.
Okay. And there's a prophet there that could give us some insight into what's been going on here. Both of them are obviously, to get to either of them we would have to go through deep jungle. It's very risky, but I mean, those are two interesting places I was thinking of.
Well, they are leads, so
yeah,
it's useful information one way or another.
Yeah. I was thinking if we don't get any insight into what's going on with Toe and Kirsabal, could always try one of those places. I was thinking more the Orolunga, but honestly, it's a little far. So I don't know. I don't even know if she'd be able to make it that far.
Yes, that is our most pressing concern for the moment. Thus, we'll
Yeah.
have to put that on the back burner.
Yeah, if we were closer, that'd obviously be more helpful.
I realize that's a
You know,
fucking
there is
stupid
a-
saying in a fantasy setting.
But yeah, it was a nice conversation.
Yeah.
Yes. Always lovely to chat.
Yeah. Thank you. I needed that.
No worries. Next, I suppose, in the morning, Thurian would like to track down Valkyrie, but we'll let the rest of the events.
We'll get to
tonight
Kirsabal
go on.
eventually. This is just the social day.
Yeah.
It's fine. Alright.
Nothing wrong with that.
There isn't. That's why it's a joke. So, Therion, you had to go find Valkyrie in the morning.
Yes. And as he approaches, he looks around for the pseudo-dragon. Good morning.
Good morning.
Lifts its head up, regards you for a moment, and then goes back to, like, sitting on Carrie's lap. Just, like, cats out. It very much expects you to pet.
Yeah, Thurian does, and even takes out a couple of
not you.
coins.
It hisses
Oh.
at you when you try to touch it. It is expecting Carrie to pet.
Oh yeah, Carrie's just. Sorry, I just imagined her petting it when you said he's catting out.
Yeah.
That would just be your instinct to just start petting it.
Mm-hmm. And there probably is like a low draconic purr because dragons are canonically just giant scaly cats. So, but Therion, when you go to touch it, it hisses at you and like the barbed stinger raises up threateningly.
Understandable. How does this lovely little creature of yours feel about a little scouting mission for me? Cass and I may have made an interesting little discovery, though our discovery is inaccessible without flight.
What's this discovery?
Thurian just kind of points up in the sky, if he can still see it.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's not in the same position, but it is slowly moving west to east. So, it like you imagine that in the next day or two, it'll probably cross over the river, but it is slowly making its way across the skyline. And Carrie, it's pointed out to you, and you see the same thing. It's much clearer now in the open day sky than it would be at night. Is there a picture I can show you? Because like some of these don't have pictures that don't reveal the entire map. Because like there's a map if you decide to go up there, and I don't want to show that one because you don't need it. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, hey, that's a cool one. There's somebody did some artwork of it in a rainstorm, and that would have been cool and ominous. Let's do this one because this one is the actual artwork without having to show everything. Yeah, that's moved. Alright, I'm going to link this to you guys in Discord.
Would I be able to tell if it would be feasible for Summerwise to make it there and take a look around and it not like take up too much time?
So let's see here. Where I gotta pull up the pseudo dragon again. Because they can fly, so it is feasible. Just how much time it will take is the question. Pseudo wagon. Pseudo dragons have a fly speed of 60 feet, so it wouldn't take it long to get up there, but it's not a familiar, so like if you send it up to scout, it is largely on its own until it gets back, and even then you have no way to determine what it's seen, at least no established way yet. And these are
I
things
mean,
that Carrie would know. It's like, yeah, you can probably ask it to go look, but you have no way of communicating with it.
Yeah. I mean, it could go look, but there's no way for her to communicate to us what she sees.
Understandable. So it's not necessarily feasible at the minute. No matter. We'll add it to the list of things we need to scout at a later date. Thank you for your time.
Anytime.
And then he moves to the stump nearby, and like the NPC dialogue scene ends. Is anybody else doing anything this morning?
I'm gonna share some of my rations with Summerwise.
It happily eats.
I continue to pray.
Did I make my roll for today?
You did. You made it.
I did.
Yeah, before we moved on.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
All right. Is everybody ready to pack up and go then?
Yeah.
I'll just make another quick
Yep.
druidic message saying, yeah, we're just going to Cursabal, then I'll pack up the camp.
God, just imagine in 100 years, like a random druid is going to be like, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" And they're like, "Going to Cursabal." It's like, "Oh, good for them," and they just keep going.
Yeah, we're going there. Cool.
Alrighty. So I already rolled Zaka's check, so it is good. What I haven't rolled is the weather.
It's the weather.
Somebody give me a D100, please.
My last one was shit. We don't want me to do it.
I mean, it's not a bad roll this time, though. It's just the potential of dying to drowning. Yeah. Anyway, don't be shy.
What?
15. Thank you. Loading. Just loading.
I was like, do I want to click it? Do I not? Because I know once I click it, someone else is gonna click it at the same time.
Yeah, that's. Was that us? It was a knock.
I didn't hear anything.
Might not have been us.
Probably not then.
It's regular season weather. You rolled a 15. Hey, alright, it's misty, heavy mist today.
Oh my god, I feel like I have done that every single time.
Thick, almost tangible mist drowns out any visions past 15 feet for everything large or smaller. That's not us, that's...
Stop rolling these things.
All site-based abilities outside the 15 feet range are at disadvantage, and all creatures and objects outside the range are assumed to be in total cover. This disadvantage cannot be negated and also applies to the navigation unless the DM specifically allows you to. Alright, so it is a slower trek, and on foot. You guys are still pushing ahead.
Would it apply with the compass? Because it said unless the DM has a reason.
You're good. It doesn't change
Cool.
Azaka's roll because her high roll was on the regular side, not
Cool.
the advantage. So it's enough to get you there. Kirsaval's in the mountain, like right in between 3 hexes, so I'm just gonna say you're there. You arrive in the late evening. The mist is clearing up. When you get there, I'm gonna drag us over to the Kirsaval map. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Per usual, I immediately start drawing a map of Kirsabal itself.
Well, you've got quite the sight. That zoomed out way too much.
I imagine like Ellie, she's in her journal for 2 seconds, and it's this whole
Oh,
picture.
it's this beautiful picture that pops up, yeah. All the sketches and stuff. So, what you end up seeing... Just zoom out a little more. Burp. At about 40%, you can get a full view of the map for you guys. Here's the ball. There we go. An ancient monastery overlooks the jungle from its perch on the cliff of a tall plateau. Stone steps and rickety walkways connect the various buildings, the lowest of which is 500 feet above the ground. The main building has a circular maze-like symbol carved into its crumbling facade. Every few minutes, birdfolk either land at the monastery or launch themselves from its balconies and take to the sky. Welcome to the home of the Aarakocra.
Once again, like I always do, I don't have to do it again because it's literally right there, but, I mean, send it again, but any historical knowledge would
Absolutely.
be great.
Yeah, please make a history roll.
Cool. Would it make a difference if I made an Arcana roll?
It would, because Arcana is specifically magic related. So
Cool.
16.
I'll keep that in mind for what I want to do in the future.
Originally, the monastery structures. Could you reach my? No, I want the history lesson. Not there is a history player. Where is it? So there's all this useless information and not the history behind it.
And on what was I gonna say?
Anything else on Carousel?
Obviously, like, mostly I'm mostly asking if it's like any like useful stuff. Cass is most definitely just writing down everything that they know in their notebook.
Oh, geez, there's like.
So if
nothing.
it's just like the population's approximately 4,000 people, like if that
Yeah.
isn't necessarily related.
You don't get anything
Then-
like that. This is. So basically, there's not much information on it outside of it being just an abandoned human monastery that was in the late 15th century, and I think it, like, by comparison, it's like 17 something. But the community was instead claimed by Aarakocra refugees as of the late 15th century DR. Hold on. Where's present day?
It was like 200 years ago, I think.
Yeah, I think it is
Wow,
about
years.
200 years ago. You may be correct. Present reckoning. Wow.
Do I know what these Aarakocra are refugees from?
No. It does not say.
Okay.
I'm just putting that in myself.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be
No, you're
any
good.
number of reasons. It is just that they have taken up residence in this abandoned monastery, as it is a elevated place where they can have sanctuary away from threats that don't fly. Here's the ball. Is there a nicer picture of
Can't-
the ball I can give you all? Oh, there's a nice aerial shot. Is that something I can use? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, did. Oh, okay. I was
Nobody
gonna
has
ask
done
if there's a
anything
way.
yet.
I was gonna ask if I can see if there's a way up, other than what birds do.
Here's the handout for you. There you go. Look at that. Boom.
So pretty.
Some arts.
I like it. I like it.
Here's the ball. So, to reach the monastery from the ground, a character must make 3 ability checks each time. I won't tell you that one. No, there is no way. You will have to climb.
Well, that's what I meant. Like, do I see a way to get up other than flying, which obviously the birds can do?
No, you guys will have to devise your own way to get to the platforms, which would require climbing.
Dave cannot climb that.
Nope, Dave cannot climb that.
Azaka, would you stay with Dave, please? He's a good boy.
Azaka says, "Not only yes, but hells yes. I do not like heights, and I am not going up there. I will stay with Dave."
Thank you.
Fun fact, she actually does not like heights, which is why Firefinger was a problem for her, but she established that. So, she is more than happy to stay with Dave and keep him safe on the ground.
I do step up to Azaka, I think, and say, I know, and I know we were recently betrayed, but I still do not regret turning around to save you all.
That is good. I was going to be eaten if you had not. I am also glad that you did not leave me behind, and I am forever in your debt for this sacrifice. It is one that I cannot repay. I can only begin to do so by watching over Dave, and she pets the dinosaur.
I think there's a smile, and then I will turn and start making
You
an
said-
ascent.
Which level are these Aarakocra? Are they just landing random places? Or is it like
They're mostly flying to the
Mostly at
largest building. But
Okay.
you will see them coming out of random places, more from the higher ones. But the main one they're flying out of is the large one with the dais on it.
I'm gonna take out the rope and start tying us together again, just in case.
Definitely put
oh.
Carrie on the bottom.
Yeah, I'll take up the back.
How's it feel this time?
I'll
Ca-
hand.
I was just
Go
gonna
for
say, Cass would say, if anyone with a loud voice possibly thinks it would be a good idea to try and flag someone down, we could always try that. Hitch a ride.
My flying girlfriend is
I mean,
gone,
unless
and
we
now
wouldn't
I
fly.
miss her.
You could always shoot a firebolt into the air. Try not to hit them on purpose, but that could cause aggression.
That might be sending the wrong intentions.
If you want to,
Especially if we're here to collect a reward.
I suppose if you want to try calling out to them, you can.
I mean, I can try. I don't know how loud I'll be, though. Yelling is not really my forte.
I only yell when I'm angry.
We could send an envoy up there. I have the use of spider climb, a spell which would allow you to simply walk up that wall.
I closed out of D&D Beyond. Why did I do that?
How would you do that?
No, I
Could
don't
be
have
a second option. Can I just start waving if I see an Aarakocra flying nearby or walking out of one of those buildings? Just waving like, "Excuse me!"
Absolutely. Give me a...
And I definitely forgot the guy's name.
Yeah.
Nafir.
All of my notes. Cool.
Give
I was like,
me-
all of my notes are packed away.
Give me
But-
a persuasion check at disadvantage because you are trying to get somebody's attention from the ground
they're
level,
flying.
and they are flying, and they are probably not looking
Yeah,
that
no,
way.
you're good. Yeah, as I said, Cass is not the loudest person, so
Excuse me.
it's a 6.
There is no response.
Neither of them
It seems like these people are focused on whatever task they're doing when they have to leave, or focused on landing when they're flying back in. But they don't seem to be paying attention to the ground. They are focused on flying, landing, taking off, etc. But their attention is not on the mousy tiefling down on the ground. So,
I don't know if this will work,
Mhm.
but if we're trying to get their attention, I am going to pull out my mace and cast light on it and hold it up in the air.
Okay. You can
I don't know if they'll be able to see it, but
It is daytime, so the light's not really going to do much, but you can also attempt a persuasion at disadvantage. Because, like, I get it, the, like, landing beacons for the runway workers and stuff. We can try it.
you said persuasion?
Yep.
Where are you? Nope.
Nope, no luck. Slightly better than Cass, but they still don't seem to take any mind. It seems like your guys' best bet might just be to start climbing.
Thurian takes out his 2 coils of rope and pythons and offers them to Toe. Would you like to lead the way?
Let's go.
Can I start, while they're tying everybody up, start looking for footholds or something to...
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
an idea.
So,
Can I make my own, like, ladder with mold earth? As I'm climbing, can I just, like, mold earth a spot to grab, mold earth a spot to grab?
actually, yes. Yes, you can.
Sick.
Link Mulder, because I'm fairly certain that that is a thing. That is a cantrip, a portion of dirt or stone. Yep, so that is. You can manipulate it if the target of the area. The main thing I'm looking for is if it messes up when you cast it again.
Right, that's a good point.
If the stir stone you target is on the ground, you can cause it to become difficult terrain. Alternatively, you can cause
2 of its non-instantaneous effects active at a time.
Okay, so I would say you can do this, and it would give you advantage, but it won't help anyone else.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Okay. Because, yeah, basically you could just be, making a handhold and a foothold as you go. I'm fine with that. What I will need from everybody is there's going to be 3 checks. So the first one is going to be a strength athletics. And so this is strength athletics, and it is to climb around gaps in the walkway and make your way up. So basically, we are just fast tracking this. This is going to take an hour plus 10 minutes for every failed check, unless you make the climb invisibly at night or during a rainstorm. It's impossible to reach the monastery without the Aarakocra knowing they're coming. Okay, yeah. So, Therion.
I'm gonna guidance myself.
Are you putting anything on anybody else?
If I did, I would do it on everybody but Toe.
Okay. So then everybody but Toe has guidance.
Does that mean we make the D4 roll?
Yep.
Yes, you should make the D4 because they'll be separate. Okay. Therion didn't really need it. Toe is the only one who doesn't make it. So, Toe, you have an option. You can take 1 point of exhaustion, or you can take some falling damage.
Wouldn't mind.
Am I able to get exhausted?
Oh, sorry.
As I'm dead?
Yes, Cass, you also have this. I do not know. What did we talk about last time? I genuinely don't know.
Let me check.
It may not. Oh, Lollygaggers, thank you for the raid of 15 people. Hello. We're playing Tomb of Annihilation. They are at the Aarakocra settlement of Kirsabal, attempting to climb their way up and not die. Do undead suffer exhaustion?
I don't think I do.
I don't think you do. So then you don't have the option of taking exhaustion then. I can't give you an option that is not an option. Cass, however, you can gain 1 level of exhaustion, which means you will have a disadvantage on the remaining ability checks, or you can take some falling damage.
I think I'll take some falling damage.
Alrighty. So the both of you will take 10 points of damage from falling.
Oh,
I'm just going to average
lovely.
it instead of rolling because when I roll, it tends to be really mean. So that's going to tack on an extra 10 minutes of you guys having to climb again. The next thing I will need is dexterity acrobatics, and this is to cross the wide gaps in the wooden walkways by jumping along oddly spaced support beams. So,
Shit.
yeah, you can see here the way that this winds up. Basically, you've got to jump these gaps. You got to jump man it. And this is probably another situation where putting guidance on people would be pertinent.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna. I want to give Toe guidance, but I can't. Everybody else will have it.
That's fine.
Yep. And then I need yours as well. Everybody but Toe is fine. So each time the check fails. Okay, so you take another 10 points falling damage. Toe is not having a good time of this. And then the last one I need is a wisdom perception to spot rotted planking that won't support weight.
Checks out.
Hey! Yeah, okay.
That's very bad.
Alright, yeah, you two don't need guidance because there's no saving it. And Dido, you are, again, just on the threshold of being good. Like, your guidances have kept you from taking damage this whole time. The DC has been 15 across the board, just so everybody knows. Dido has literally skirted the edge of this the entire time. Thank you for the follow. Cass and Toe, you take another... Cass, you have the option of taking exhaustion?
If I take the damage, I'd be at 2 hit points.
Mm-hmm. Or you can have exhaustion and be at disadvantage on ability checks until a long rest.
I'll take some exhaustion this time. I don't want to risk dying.
Yeah. Okay, so just remember on your sheet, we do have the exhaustion tracker on there, so just tick it to exhaustion 1.
Yep. Awesome. And then it'll automatically do the
Yep,
it automatically rolls both.
It will automatically factor that in, which is great. I love whoever keeps improving these sheets because that was a nice feature to add on. Because normally you'd just forget about it. I definitely did whenever it came up.
I definitely will forget about it.
Toe, you take another 10. I believe you already recorded that. But after spending an hour and a half trying to get up, you guys successfully navigate your way up, and as you move through, you do see that the lower levels here are largely uninhabited. There might be like the occasional Aarakocra perched keeping guard, and they kind of like, they're friendly. They greet you, they let you pass, they don't slow you down at all, but they direct you to continue up to the monastery proper. They say, be respectful, don't cause trouble, that sort of thing. The typical town guard mantra as you all make your way. And so it leads us here to this building, and I'm going to move your tokens to the appropriate space. Azaka is not with you, so she doesn't need to go. Where's number 1?
I was going to ask, does Summerwise need to make these checks, but
no.
She can fly.
Yeah, they can fly. And they probably, if they're not riding on you, they are flying. Where's the entrance here? Level 1A. Here we go. Yeah. Man. And huzzah. Okay. I need to scoot the map over. And so it is to the left if you haven't followed it just yet, guys. But this is the entrance to the main monastery. There is the recognizable maze pattern carved into the wood here. Level 1B. Where's level 1A, and why is that not the first one? Sorry, I love the way they lay these things out. This main hall of the monastery, and it's an impressive sight. This is the main hall. The rafters of the ceiling are fully 60 feet above the floor, and the peak of the thatched roof is 15 feet above that. The space is large enough that Aarakocra can fly inside of it, though they seldom do so for the sake of decorum. The circular labyrinth symbol of Uptau is laid out on the floor mosaic 25 feet in diameter. There are currently 6 Aarakocra monks who are doing various tasks about the area. One is currently flying. Actually, no, they're not flying. Why are they hidden? Why did you hide these people? They're not hostile. I don't need to keep them secret.
Though they will be when I am done with them.
I mean, that could very well happen. I'm gonna just unhide these guys because they're not hidden. I didn't mean to do all that.
What is that strange
Whoa.
character, 1B?
I just threw Toe off.
Question.
Toe falls again. Yes.
Oh no. When will we be taking a break? 'Cause
Oh,
I got to pee.
that is a great question. We can take a break now because you guys have arrived at Kirsabal. Lollygaggers, thanks for showing up. We appreciate you guys. You're fabulous. We love you. But we did skip over our break, so we need to do that now. Please stick around. Don't go anywhere. It'll be 5 minutes. Actually, it's 1 hour 30 minutes exactly. Great catch there. Okay. So we are going to take our break. Stick around. We'll be back in 5.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Alright, I'm gonna get a drink. Sorry, I'm afraid to
setting up a new lamp or something?
Yeah. Was that mic not muted the whole time?
Nope.
Oh, fun. So you guys could hear everything we were saying in the kitchen.
We
I
sure
could
could.
not. I just sat down, so
Oh,
the only
okay.
one who heard all of your secrets is Shane.
I mean, we
Yes.
were talking about a Serac having a lich dick and stuff, so like if you genuinely could hear it, you could hear us talking about very inappropriate things. But you know, it's fine, I'm sure.
I mean, it's Lich Dick.
It's lich dick. Hashtag lich dick. Also, for some reason, my camera like zooms out so you can see our kitchen, kind of, sort of. There's our microwave and our pressure cooker and my arm.
I
It's
don't
a
think I
good-looking
saw
microwave.
one.
What's that? Shane, what'd you say?
He said that's a good looking microwave.
Oh, I mean, it's just the side panel, so I guess.
I said, I wonder if there's still water in my AC.
I hope not. That doesn't sound good.
Well, it's one of the portable ones, so it runs on the water.
Oh, the swamp
Sends the
cooler
cool water.
ones.
Yeah.
Be careful.
So
with,
it's like
be
it's just a
careful with
fan
those
now.
because they mold up really quickly. I found out because I had one too. The filters.
Well, it's easy to clean. It's about this big.
Yeah, you just gotta watch it and be on top of that because like I had one in Arizona and it was nice, but it like after like 2 weeks because it doesn't tell you that you need to clean it, clean the filter and stuff, and let it like air dry when you're done with it. So yeah, it happened. Also, the mic wasn't muted this whole time. They heard it.
Wasn't
Nope, they heard everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything, even the sex.
Wow.
Sorry, guys.
Now I'm upset I missed them.
So everybody is back.
Yes.
All right. We are.
I got
no longer-
pepperonis.
Nice. We still have to make dinner. We haven't decided what we're gonna have, but I'm getting hungry. So hey, it's Curious the Ball. We're back. So let's take a look at what's going on in here. So you enter. There's an Aarakocra. They are dressed like, not like kung fu monks, but like monastery monks.
Buddhist monks.
No, not even Buddhist monks. Like European monastery monks.
Monastery. Oh, like the brown robes.
Like monastery monks.
Okay.
I mean, I guess Buddhist monks works too, because it's the same concept. You know, they sequester themselves away and meditate and stuff. So I guess it works. Yeah. They're monks. They are not kung fu monks, but they are religious, meditative monks who sequester themselves away. So this is the prayer hall, the circular labyrinth with the symbol of Uptau, 25 feet in diameter. The Aarakocra monks spend much of their day meditating while viewing the labyrinth from the lower and upper landings of the staircase. Other Aarakocra come here only on special occasions, such as weddings, funerals, and holy days. So as you enter, one of the Aarakocra is like, welcome to Kier Sabal.
Greetings.
Thank you.
I am Tolusha. We met one of yours by the name Nefir.
Nefir mentioned weeks ago being rescued. Good. You should see the master.
Ashara.
Yes, Ashara is very wise.
Where can
Do you
we
know-
find? Sorry, go on.
I was asking the same question you asked.
Oh. Where can we find Ashara?
The Elder's house. Not far. Just up the walkway. I can take you. And the monk Aarakocra is more than happy. And just a reminder, we established that the Aarakocra here in Chult very much have a macaw plumage. So this one's like green and yellow with bits of black in their feather plumage. But they look very, very parroty, very exotic. But they, instead of the just potato design that they give here.
They don't shave their heads
They don't.
at this monastery.
They are in fact all bald eagles. But yes, so they take you, and basically what they end up doing is, I'm just gonna scoot you over real quick. They take you from the main temple here all the way to the top. Gonna take it up, take it to the top, and you go up here. They walk with you, and they take you there. And is there a walkway, or do you need to fly? There's a walkway. Great. So you get moved over here. Pay no attention to the fact that Carrie and Cass fell to their deaths. But the Aarakocra takes you, and they walk. They don't fly. But you come out here, and oh my god, why are they hidden on this side too? Like, I don't understand the choice of doing that. Okay. There is another.
I guess if maybe you somehow pissed off the other guy.
I mean, yeah. If you...
And he came back and was like, "Fuck those guys if they come over."
He somehow just really ticked them off. Yeah, it could happen, I guess. So Elder's house is there. Cleansing chamber. They have something marked as 5, but it's not on the map, which is weird. What is everybody's passive perceptions? Because I'm going to go ahead and make an executive change to one location.
14.
Let's see.
14.
15.
13.
1-5.
Oh, yeah. Okay, see, here's a wonderful thing that they did with this map and the way they wrote out the locations. The one location that I decided was going to become a place that I was going to make a thing is actually where it is, but they instead put the NPC tokens into the wrong location, and I'm like, why would they put them down in the lower levels? That doesn't make any sense. But in fact, they just didn't make a map space for this particular area, and they're just like, just use this, it's fine. But it's not fine. Cass is not paying attention. Darion is paying attention. Toe is not paying attention. Oh wait, sorry, those are old perceptions, aren't they? Or did you just roll them?
You
No, you said passive.
I have not.
I did.
You
but
asked for passive.
Yeah, but I see that there are rolls from everybody, so that's why I was confused.
That's
That was
to
from
go across the
climbing.
plank.
Yes, thank you. What was everybody's passives?
14.
14.
13.
15.
Cass, what was yours?
13.
13. Okay. As you all pass past the building that's between the main monastery and this elder's house, you see in the upper levels, and I'm going to just move you guys back over here. Did that not? Nope, that didn't move anybody. Yep. Yeah. There we go. As you guys move from the main monastery to the Elders building, you see here, this building is by itself, and in this upper window up here, you see a human boy poking their head out from the window, watching you guys pass by. Well, you see that they have dark hair braided in rows that goes back into a ponytail, and you can see the top of their head peeking out. And as you guys walk directly under the house, they lean out a little more to get a better look, and you see that they have a sculpted bird mask that is wrapped around them, and they just kind of look out, and they do the thing where they just kind of cant their head to the side, and they watch you continue up the ramp into the Elder house.
I'm gonna smile and give a playful wave.
This is what you end up seeing. It looks like that, the mask.
Nate.
Yeah, and the boy immediately shies away when the elf that also has bird motifs waves at them, but they do the like quick shy kid duck under the window. But yes, we transition back to.
Can I
Mhm.
can I ask the guy that's leading us about
Absolutely.
him?
What do you ask?
I'll just say, who's that kid?
Special guest. Been living with us for a long time. He is called Na. Na fan.
I like his beak.
Yes. He was brought here very young. Young with his sister. Much older. Merely a hatchling he is. Wants to be like us. It is. And like you see the Aarakocra pause as they try to think of what the word is, and they're like flattering.
Cute.
Yes,
I mean,
it brings no offense. It is
interesting.
all they know. They spend
I
their
think it's
lives with Aarakocra. They desire to be Aarakocra. Do not have wings, so they try to imitate as best they can.
I would take that as endearing,
Yes.
as I too look like a bird. Am human.
Well, Elvin.
Well, not a bird.
Humanoid.
Yeah.
And they nod and they say, yes. But there is spirituality with you. Come. The elder awaits. And they lead you into the elder's house, and I have a description. Do I? No, I do not. It's a nicely furnished house aside from the giant gaping hole in the middle of the floor. They lead you. They gesture to the dais in the middle here. This is a shrine. The lower floor of the house is a single room. There is a guard posted nearby watching, and there is a life-size wooden statue resembling a tabaxi that stands opposite of the door. Flowers and offerings of food are placed at its feet, and the statue is obviously very old and carved in the stylized Chultan manner.
And who is this depiction?
Would you like to make a religion check, or are you just asking?
I was asking.
I would like to make a religion check because I'm very interested.
I would like to piggyback off that as well.
It's also a interesting thing that I wonder if they mean the Tabaxi catfolk, or if it's a reference to older editions where Chultans were called Tabaxi before the catfolk appropriated the name. So it's interesting. So those who are going to roll, please roll. Therion, you have no idea. Dido, you are able to piece together the obvious answer that this is very likely a depiction of Uptau, considering the maze motifs. But the monk does confirm for Toe's question, and they say, the humans who lived here before revered Uptau, and we emulate this belief. This shrine is dedicated to Uptau. And they trace a small maze and recite a little prayer.
Out of character. You said it was a catfolk?
No, I said it was Tabaxi.
Okay, so it's...
It doesn't specify if they meant the old Chultan Tabaxi name or if it's the catfolk.
Okay.
So I have no idea, which is
Gotcha.
why I was like, I'm not sure, but it would be cool if it was a throwback. But the Tabaxi appropriated the name from the human Chultans, and that's why they call them Chultans
Gotcha.
now. And it doesn't say, because it also emphasizes that it's carved in a Chultan manner. So it's like, is it a cat? Is it a person? I'm just gonna say yes because it doesn't tell you.
So as I pass, then I'll pause and kind of like glance at it, and I will take out.
I too want to. When
Gosh, I don't.
Cho's
I don't
done,
have
I would
much.
like to make an offering.
I'll
to
take
the-
out.
to that.
I'll take out a gold and then I'll start tracing the maze and set it down and then say, maybe you can help me then.
Carrie, what is your offering?
I want to take out my my alms box and light some of my incense and pray for help to rid Uktao's land of this curse, and
Hello?
for assistance in being able to complete my task.
I can't hear anyone.
You should check your connection.
Yes, I should.
As I feel my own god is not willing to make the necessary sacrifices to complete curing his land. Her land, its land, their land.
Their land. Okay. So yeah, the two of you go. You offer offerings to.
I'd like to add to my offering.
Okay.
I pour a bit of Tej.
Okay. Yeah, you pour Tej into a little wooden cup and you leave the offering there. The two monks nod to each other approvingly. Some additional things that you see here. The walls of the chamber bear faded frescoes of floral designs and somewhat jarringly mathematical symbols. A section of the floor is collapsed from age. Anything falling through plunges hundreds of feet to the rocks below. Watch your step.
Can I try and figure out these mathematical symbols?
Absolutely.
Okay. I heard mathematical symbols. What would that be?
Probably just a flat intelligence roll.
I also want to pluck one of my feathers off of my thing and leave it on the
Okay.
shrine
Mhm.
with my incense.
So
T.
it leaves that detail and then does not go into any further detail about what it might mean. But being an intelligent wizard, you're able to determine that the mathematical symbols are more or less just geometry. It's what makes these shapes and figures that form into and with the floral patterns to make a more elaborate and exotic looking maze on these walls. It's kind of neat because it's like the inside joke for you as a mathematician. You see the patterns and like everybody else just sees scribblings and weird sharp angles that don't connect at all, but you're like, haha, it's a maze, I get it.
Yeah.
I have a question.
It's amazing. Okay,
I have a
okay.
question if Kay would be interested.
Sure.
Would Cass be able to figure out if this geometry might be a maze that points to Omu? That
Would
might be a
Cass?
leap, but I thought it'd be interesting.
Make another intelligence roll.
Oh.
No,
One.
in fact, it does not.
Okay.
It's like
There you
that
go.
is
It'd be cool if it
that, yeah, it's like that is a huge leap, and I was expecting a bad roll, but the answer is still no. It's like no, it does not.
Yeah. So, like, definitely though, like, Cass, I'm not drawing it myself, but has definitely drawn this maze like 7 million times, just in case it does actually. Like every time, like they see there. I guess I'll say it from now on because I didn't say it beforehand. Like, they're gonna be checking to make sure that there's any differences in maze drawings or if it's the same maze.
Ooh, you want to give
Um,
me a give me just a flat wisdom roll now, because that is a valid point.
okay. So that one.
So
I feel like Cassius has so many maze drawings that it's just they're all over
well,
the place.
here's the thing. You notice that the pattern that was outside of the monastery matched the one that was on the interior, but as you go through your notes, it seems like that is just a basic iconography symbol. Like it's the like default go-to one if they want to use it in art. The ones, however, on these walls don't match. And if you flip back to any of the other mazes you may have drawn that you have seen, they do not match.
Okay, then I'll also draw these down.
That will take several minutes. It is elaborate and intricate, and all the while the monk is very respectful in letting you all do this. It's very rare that guests are able to visit the temple and take in the sights, so they don't mind having you there, especially being so respectful. But eventually they do kind of they do their best at making like a clearing your throat sound with a beak. But they say, the elder is waiting.
Yes, we shouldn't keep him waiting. We can
Yes,
play
I'll,
around with drawings later.
I'll stop my drawing where it is.
And so you're all taken upstairs. There's only 4 of you. I'm gonna move them back so they're not like in your face. And so, as you head upstairs to the elder's house, the upper floor is decorated with frescoes similar to those on the lower floor. Landings atop the stairs have no windows, being set inside the cliff, but is dimly lit by 2 candles, one at each end of the hallway. The outer room is a library with a single bookcase. Oh God, why is this here? Holding 44 ancient books. They cover most areas of knowledge that I know Cass is already going to start looking at: mathematics, natural philosophy, geography, fabulous creatures, theology, and so forth. All of the books predate the spell plague, so little useful information about Chult can be gleaned from them. We're just going to go ahead and have that answered so we don't have to spend time on it later. These are all these are all outdated information books. The inner room
So is my math, apparently.
The inner room is Elder Ashara's personal chamber. It contains a comfortable bed, nightstand, a few books on Chultan poetry, a wardrobe holding everyday and ceremonial clothing. There is information about what's under the bed, but we don't need to go there. It's definitely not a dead body.
Hey, I'm up here.
Or a severed head.
Or a severed head, yeah. I mean, that checks out. Is there...
The severed head just appears in the chest in every game.
Hell yeah. So, this is
Severed heads, heart,
yeah.
body parts everywhere.
Ashra.
Yeah. Ashara.
Pretty.
Yeah, so this macaw resembling Aarakocra is the elder. Theirs is more reds and golds. Their beak is painted. And they look to you and they say, "Welcome. Welcome, friends. I hear you rescued one of our scouts from Terrafolk. I have been awaiting your arrival. I did not expect it to take so long."
We had an unfortunate encounter.
The maze of life often leads to dead ends, But it is good you found yourselves back on the path.
Clinging to it.
Not everyone finds the exit of a maze, but the path will always lead them to Uptao.
We have many questions.
I may have many answers. Does your friend always speak so slowly?
She does.
Very well.
Do you know where Omu is?
Omu is a lost city.
Do you know where?
Why would
No,
you wish to
that's a
go
good
to such a place? Only death is in Omu.
I have nothing to fear then. There is an artifact that is... There is something. Soul Monger. That is siphoning away souls of those who have died. I'm one of them now.
One of the lost. My heart, it weeps for you. I do know where Omu is, but as I said, it is a place of evil and death. I would not willingly send you there, but I understand your mission and its importance. Uptao would want you to be guided through this section of your maze. I can show you where Omu is. Not only can I show you where Omu is, but because you rescued one of ours, I can teach you a ritual that will make you fly like Aarakocra.
Will this ritual work on dinosaurs?
There's like that head tilt of a bird trying to process the question.
I add to that saying that I have a friend, Dave Cherrypicker. He is a Hadrosaurus. He cannot climb. He's waiting down below with another friend.
This ritual, the Dance of the Seven Winds, I can bestow this blessing upon 10.
He is one then.
I would take that as a yes,
It
or
would
at
be
least
very
a maybe.
It would be very helpful. I am also... Sorry. I am also curious. Is there a way to forestall my wasting away?
That is not something I have the power of.
Alright.
Question.
Answer.
Do you know anything about the prophet in Orlunga?
Let me have them make a roll real quick, because that is a good question. Okay, sure. That should have been prompted as a whisper, but alright. Let me pull up Orlunga so I can give you proper information. This is supposed to be alphabetical order. Why is it not in here? Okay. Oh, that's right. I remember because this was at the Art of the Mind area. It's on the map, but they didn't make a thing for it. Okay, Orlunga. The Ziggurat of Orlunga. There is a guardian Naga that lives there. They are the prophet.
Is that all he says?
Yep.
Do I know if Naga is a name or a thing?
You may make a roll.
Which
Whatever you feel would be appropriate.
And the person I spoke to said that they could possibly give us insight into our mission, quest, whatever this is called. Siri.
Damn it, Alexa.
Yeah. They could probably give us insight. Do you possibly know what type of insight so we could like put it in priorities?
I would not know based on what you are telling me.
Okay. Alright.
You get the sense that it's more of like the lack of information you just gave them and the way you worded it, that they are not able to tell you anything because they don't know what you're talking about.
In terms of this death curse, do you believe that this insight would be related to that?
I would have
in
no
terms
way
of
knowing. I am not a guardian Naga.
You're good. Just wanted to double check.
Carrie, history, you think back of anything you might know, having read of what might tell you what a Naga is. There are many tales of creatures known as Naga. They tend to be intelligent serpents from the distant past, and that's all you know.
I will tell the group that the Naga is an intelligent snake of the past.
They could potentially be useful.
Yeah, I was thinking that the only issue is that it's
Also,
pretty far away.
yes.
On the other side of the island, to be exact.
You also mentioned that there's death and evil in Omu. What else besides Soul Monger is there? Do you know?
The city is cursed. We are often plagued by monsters, gargoyles. Our warriors fight them bitterly to protect Kirsabal. It is an abandoned place. It used to be home to the empire of Chult, and no longer does their royal line reside there. Only death and those who have abandoned it. You get the sense that they're not speaking literally, they're speaking metaphorically as a spiritual leader.
Gotcha.
So, like, asking them to elaborate further probably won't get much more, because they speak in, yeah.
Can I look at my monster book
Absolutely.
and read about gargoyles?
Absolutely. Make a, nature. Actually, it'd be Arcana, because gargoyles are not, living creatures.
18.
I don't believe Volo's... I like that Volo's Guide to Monsters is largely useless because most of the monsters that are encountered are not in the Volo's Guide to Monsters. Another fucking
It's cool.
spider. Are you kidding me?
Checking.
Don't you people know you're not welcome here? Ugh,
What,
that was-
gnats?
No, they're spiders. It's just like tons of... And like I sprayed insecticide like 2 days ago
Yesterday.
to keep. It wasn't even yesterday, it was the day before, to keep them out, and now it's just like Shay killed one earlier, I've killed one today. They're just everywhere and I hate it.
Would have.
Sorry.
I would just fear spiders. Yes.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm all
for
frazzled
us,
here. Let me find the book. Hold on.
for us to make a better decision, she can use her map to show us where Omu is. We can decide.
I'm sorry, I
where
don't know what you're asking. What?
I'm talking to Kay.
Okay.
I'm talking to Cass. and see where we need to go, where we could go from there.
For
So that,
for where Omu is?
yeah, to put on your map where it is.
Oh, map. I heard mask, and I was like, when did...
Yeah, yeah, I'd ask him if ask the elder if they'd be okay with showing us where Omu is.
They nod and they say, yes, I was going to show you. And so
No.
you unfurl the map. Do-do-do, do-do-do.
Woo!
So I'm going to, like, center you. So I have to zoom in on my side. Oop. They point to a spot on the map. And they mark it down. Just on the western side of the Peaks of Flames, there's a dot that indicates Omu.
Whoops, I hit the wrong
And I
button.
can
How do I undo that?
You could just select your line and
It is not close to
and
Orlunga, unfortunately.
can we assume that that's where the center of all this
oh, those miles are not miles at all. But it does help because it's 23 hexes, so you just multiply that by 10.
Yeah, could can we assume that
Oh, actually, I didn't say.
possibly that this
Sorry, that is
this would be the center?
Rephrase your question because you're breaking it up and it's hard to understand what you're asking.
Yeah, no, you're good. I got distracted because Bon was watching something.
Oh yeah, that's quite distracting. Wink.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry.
they're watching a show right now and talking about it, and I was just like, huh, what? But yeah, basically what I'm trying to ask is if that'd be the center of danger, that'd be the most dangerous spot, or if it's really like actually in the center of the map.
No, it's very much not in the center of the map.
Okay. Then yeah, I'd say would you say that is the most dangerous place we would go to?
If Omu is your destination, I imagine it is the most dangerous for you.
Cool. Anything other than gargoyles we should look out for? If we go there, don't know if we will. Undead, know that.
We do not venture to Omu. We merely repel its minions.
So it's very dangerous. So we can probably expect more dangerous things than the gargoyles.
Everything in Chult is
Yep.
dangerous. You should not tread lightly in the jungle. This is why we fly over it instead.
Then being able to fly would be helpful.
I often find it is.
Is this ability to fly indefinite?
No.
About how long?
3 days.
3 days.
That would still get us quite a ways. We would be thankful for that gift.
And is it a use once kind of thing?
I wish I was level 6.
If I conduct the ritual, you have to have it.
Cool.
So where do we want to go? We'll move us theoretically closer.
I
That's interesting.
I don't have time to do anything else.
I agree.
Let's look at my map real quick. So,
Do you,
Did this guy did he say that he had no insight into how we could stop the decay on Toe?
he
I
didn't-
don't
he
remember
said
the
he
answer to
has-
that question.
He said he has no ability to help that.
Cool.
Also, my personal map gives me a different measurement than your map, and I'm not sure why.
it's probably because it's on the border of 2 hexes.
Well, no, I'm drawing from one hex to another. It lines up like that. But, yeah, it's coming up like 20 miles short. So I'm going to go off of... I wonder if is it positioned wrong on this one? So that one's in the hex on the top border. Ah, it's positioned wrong. That's why. That's so weird. It's not positioned right on your guys' map. Okay, so that still doesn't explain why it comes up shorter. Why is it shorter here? No. What the actual fuck? So it's lined up with the mountain. Here's the ball is right there. It just...
Do you happen to know?
I'm not in character right now.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure this out, please. We want to give you the correct information for... So it's kind of 3 hexes from the thingy. So that's where it is, where I'm starting. That's where it's supposed to be. And that gets it to there, which is 230. Alright, I'm going off of your guys's then, because that's the map that you have. So 230 miles is roughly how far it is, because you have Cartographer's Tools, Cass. Toe, now you can ask your question now that we are back in character.
I noticed that our cameras are not on.
Oh, hey, good catch, guys. I don't know why that is. Oh, Cass is back. I don't know where everybody else went. Good catch, chat. Thanks, guys. Just teasing. I don't know why that turned off. There's Shay. Yeah, it just like killed it onto Discord for some reason. Here's Dido. We don't need Shane, right? We can just leave him out.
You're better off without me.
You know, Frost says that too, and I don't believe him. Alright, there's me, and Kay never left. Okay. We're good. Continue.
Do you happen to know a man named Artisimber?
No.
Okay. He is... And I put a hand on Cass's head. He is her mentor.
That is fascinating.
If he happens for some reason to come by, do you think you can tell him that She did really well trying to fix things.
I feel like that is something she should ask. Is that something you would want?
Is that something you would want?
And I don't see the harm in it.
Very well. With your consent, I can do that.
Quick question, sort of related to that.
Mhm.
Do you know anything about the Ring of Winter?
Let's see here. Where'd your sheet go? Bird. Bird, where'd your sheet go? Yeah, make a new one. Blackjack and hookers. Oh,
I just got an idea! Sorry.
I am not familiar with this.
Okay, that's cool. It was just a curiosity question.
My apologies.
It's alright.
I have no further questions that I can think of right now.
I don't have any either.
I mean, the only other question I could think of, do you know anything about the airship that crashed over the Star Goddess? I don't know if that's the name of the airship, or...
My people do not travel on ships, but my knowledge has told me that they travel on water, not through the air.
This one... It's actually, and then I'd point on the map where it's located. It explained what an airship is, I guess.
They kind of just like give a look, and it's like, that is strange.
Yeah.
You get the
I guess for you
idea
guys
that
it
they
would-
don't know about it. Keep in
Okay.
mind that this is a monastery. They don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't know since some of the people fly and stuff, and
They do.
I don't know where they live.
Yes, the one you
Fly
met
too.
at Firefinger said they don't scout very far out, but that's on the other
Cool,
side of the
cool.
continent.
What time of day is it?
I told you arrived in the evening.
Okay. My companions will need to rest
You will.
in the morning.
The morning will be required for you to head to Nangalore to gather the reagents needed for the ritual. I would have elaborated on this, but you all had begun asking more questions before I could finish explaining. I will need you to travel to Nangalore. It is a dangerous place as well, yes, before you ask. I require black orchid petals in order to conduct the ritual. If you can go there and retrieve these, I will gift you the ability to fly, so you may reach Omu easier.
Where is it?
And they make a note on your map because it is still out. Did it work? Why is it not? There we go. And they say it is not far. You can make it within a day or two.
Our map
we'll
is
spell
still
it right.
somewhat incomplete. Does that run adjacent with the river?
Make me flip between shit. Hold on. Yes, in fact it does.
That is very convenient. Thank you.
You're very convenient.
We can get there faster along the river then.
Aren't you glad you didn't ditch the canoe?
But some of us may still need to rest. I look at
I'm
Cass.
Yeah, I'm pretty pooped.
You are welcome to stay here tonight. Venture fresh in the morning. Orlunga. Kirsabal. Nangalore. Nangalore is Kirsabal is dangerous too, and then it stabs Cass. Nangalore is dangerous. You will need your strength.
Seems so. What type of dangers are we looking at when it comes to Nangalore?
The usual kind of dangers.
Just more of them?
The flora and the fauna are both dangerous. My people do not go there. We do not scout it. I just know that the flower grows there. It used to be a garden city.
The what goes there?
The flower he told you to get.
Cool.
Find your rest then.
Well, I'm good. I don't have any more questions.
Either.
Does it just look like a black orchid flower?
They told you that they want a black orchid.
Okay.
It is a clever disguise. The
make
black orchard is actually rainbow.
I was just making sure. You never know. If we don't ask about it, then like it could just be like, bam.
I mean,
you need to find it, and
we're
just like,
you're technically correct. If you don't clarify, it could in fact not be the thing they told you.
So, if there's anything different about it, I want to make note of it.
They reassure you that it is not. They in fact they're like, why would I mislead you on this? I need a black orchard to conduct the ritual.
Do I know anything else of significance about a black orchard?
You can sell it for a lot of money on eBay.
Sick.
Magic reference. Is there anything else? I feel like I should give you something for that nat 20, but it doesn't give me anything. Maybe on Nangalore. Hold on.
Perhaps anything special it can be used for.
Yeah, hold on.
Other than special rituals.
Hold on, let me see if I can find something for you. I love that they write so much stuff that's not pertinent to these questions, and they did not anticipate these questions. Ah, here we go. Of course not. Nope. There's no actual information. They have a whole segment on it, but they do not give any information. It is just a black orchard. A rare and beautiful flower.
Cool.
That's a fantastic note I have there.
Yep. I'm sorry that's where your nat 20 went, but that is what they give me.
That's okay.
Alright.
Yep.
Well, if he did not mean stay in his room.
He did not.
As we are walking to wherever we're going, I have an idea.
Also, I realized that my magic reference was wrong. That's a black lotus, not a black orchid, but still.
Okay.
They say that you can stay in the building next to this one.
Where the kid is?
It is. They tell you that the building it was designed for more comfortable humanoid living, as the nests are not very suitable for your types, and they say yes, 2 human children live there.
We will go then. Thank you, Ashara.
We appreciate your hospitality.
Of course. May Uptal guide you through the maze. No, reposition. There we go. So you all are brought over here to the middle hut. The monk that had shown you the way takes you over, and they say, be respectful. These are our guests and have been here a long time. Orphans. They are protected by everyone in Kirsabal as if our own hatchlings.
Of course.
Let me find there.
Oh, you said the kid's name, the boy.
Did not.
It was Nah.
Yes, they did say no.
You said he had you said he had a sister. Is she there?
When you enter the building, so perched between the monastery and the elder's house is a dwelling similar to the ones described in Area 4. Thank you. Dwellings, Kirsabal, are all identical, but they are similar enough. Each is occupied, blah, blah, blah. Standard dwelling has 2 to 3 levels connected by a ladder. The interiors are too tight for flying. Okay, that's not very descriptive. Thank you for directing me back to that. This is furnished for humans and belong to the, at the mention of Na, you see the little boy peek his head upside down from the ladder that leads to the 2nd floor. And the decorations seem more luxurious than merely human decorations. This is on the level of like nobility, but you end up seeing the young boy and his sister. She looks to be closer to 18. They come down from the ladder dressed in fineries and feathers, but they introduce themselves as Nawaxanare and Na. And the monk has a brief conversation with Nawaxanare, explaining that these are guests. If it is all right with her, that they stay, and her response is basically like, it is hospitable for, or the hospitality of all of Chult is extended to them by my royal decree, blah, 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 blah. It's the 2 of them having a conversation, but you're able to glean that basically she's giving off, like, courtly etiquette of, basically what amounts to, yeah, it's fine that they can stay here, it's my duty as a host to welcome them. And then she turns to all of you and says, welcome. You may call me Nawaxanare, Nare for short. I am the heir to the Omuan kingdom here in Chult, but unfortunately my brother Na and I are in exile. My home is your home for as long as you desire.
Appreciate it, Princess Max.
I'll kind of bow and thank her.
Good. At least you understand that etiquette is in order, and she kind of lets a little bit of pride slip as you all bow, something she's not used to with the Aarakocra, who are not her people. And she says, please, you do not need to bow for much longer. We will make accommodations for you.
Thank you.
And she looks to the Aarakocra and says, please find them some blankets and pillows, things that will make their night here more comfortable. and she kind of she asks what you guys are doing, what your business in Kirsabal is, and all the while the boy kind of gravitates towards Carrie, looking over her own feathers, and like he still he doesn't have the beak on, but it's like around his neck, and like as he's looking over Carrie's feathers, and like I think he had like bird skulls and stuff too, right?
Yeah. Well, most of my actual get up is feathers, but my crossbow is like it's got a huge beak on the end, like a huge like raven head.
Yeah. And so Na is very much like invading personal space, like looking over the feathers and stuff, and like comparing their feather dress to yours, and like, look, she also has feathers, isn't that cool? Like, but silently to his sister, and she's just like, nodding. But yeah, she does ask, what's your business? Why are you guys in Kirsabal, etc.?
We're here to stop the death curse. And so we must get to Omu, where its epicenter is. She wouldn't know epicenter, she would say where its source is.
Using these big words as a barbarian.
She's not stupid.
I didn't say she was. I said big words.
I'm playing with the boy, like rustling my feathers at him, showing off all of my bird iconography.
At the mention of traveling to Omu, that seems to draw her attention quite a bit, and she says, if you are going to Omu, I have a task that I require you to complete.
If I am still alive, then maybe.
If you are not alive, then I expect your companions to complete it.
What do you ask?
Now I need to find it because I lost it. Oh, neat. That's a detail we didn't get in the last time we played this. Cool. I have the desire to restore Omu to its former glory and build a new kingdom there. I require an artifact that will reinforce my claim to the throne. A symbol of power. It is the skull chalice of Chikakare. Oh god, that is pronunciation.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to copy that one. Thanks.
I'm gonna cut and paste that bad boy. Chikakare. The skull chalice of Chikakare.
Chikakare.
Chikakare. Say it 5 times fast, everybody. Chikakare.
Chikakare.
She says, with the skull chalice, I will be able to win the hearts and minds of my people and restore the old ways. But the merchant princes will be unwilling to support me without it. I require you to recover this artifact for me and remove any creatures. The Aarakocra tell me that there is an evil nesting within my city. I would require you root them out so that I can reclaim it and bring my people there to safety, and we can rebuild the city to what it once was.
What is this evil nesting?
I have already said I do not know. The Aarakocra have not told me. If I knew that, I would have told you. And she looks a little annoyed.
Well, our reason for being here at all is to restore the land.
Good. Then I can trust you to serve as my champions in making sure that I am put back on the throne.
We'll search for the skull chalice.
Can I insight check her?
Absolutely.
All this talk is giving me flashbacks.
At least she's honest.
Is she
21.
wearing a fancy ring of winter, perhaps?
That's not what she asked.
Is Summerwise reacting in any particular way?
No,
Yeah,
in
I
fact,
just-
Summerwise is on your shoulders sleeping.
It's just like, I don't know, she just seems a little iffy.
when you
I'm not very trusting of new people that are like, I want power!
when you incite her, you get a feel of her personality just from watching this conversation. She comes off very vain, headstrong, and impatient to claim her throne. It also seems like she is unaccustomed to speaking to anybody besides Ashara without condescension. She's very much the entitled princess mentality.
Well,
And,
if this chalice is what you need, we will search for it.
It is not what I need, it is what I demand.
Of course.
well, you're in luck, because recovering artifacts is my specialty.
Wonderful. Once you return it to me and my kingdom is restored, I will make sure you are happily compensated. And I think, because why not pick on Kay more? When you say that it is your forte to recover artifacts, she seems to kind of like zero in on you with a bit more interest. And she says, good. I will speak with you in private about how we will best recover my artifact.
Actually, see, I think Cass actually is like, their interest is piqued. They're like, ooh, okay, yeah.
And so,
Gonna talk about recovering artifacts.
yep. And she looks to Na and she says, entertain our guests. And she gestures for you to follow her.
Okay, yeah, I'll follow.
Yeah.
Bring out my notebook,
Mhm.
getting ready. I'm also bringing my bag, so I can show the tools I have.
I'm ready. Nothing bad will ever happen when I go back into dark rooms with other people. So the conversation largely proceeds of her, asking, what you're capable of doing, how you plan to go about it, and you feel as the conversation goes on, you feel like the tingle of some magic as she's talking about how it's going to be, you want to find this, you want to bring it back to me, you want to make sure you serve me, and blah, not blah, blah, blah. But she's very much like, this is something you want to do. You're excited about doing it. Make sure you find it and bring it back to me. And I need a wisdom saving throw from you, please.
Oh, and I have disadvantage!
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's ability checks, right? That's not on saving throw.
Not saving throws, just ability checks. I've had to deal with that question a lot.
23.
Yeah. You recognize this.
I
It's
feel like it pisses me off a bit, but I'm not gonna say it, but...
it's not even that it's like she's not you pick up on what she's doing. She tries to cast Charm Person on you, and it is very much a subtle manipulation of you want to do this for me sort of thing, and not so much like you want to go kill your friends, but it is very much her using her magic in a way that she has known her whole life will get her what she wants. And she's just like, you're gonna do this for me, you're excited about the prospect of going to find this, which are all things that are true, but as it settles in, you're like, wait a second, this is magic. I was excited. You didn't need to do this. And
yeah, I think Cass would call her out.
yeah. And yeah, what do you say when this magic washes over you and you're less excited about it now? Because hold on a moment, shenanigans.
Yeah, Cass would cut her off. Definitely be like, hold up, hold on. Let me stop you right there. If if you don't mind. First, can you please not use magic on me?
She narrows her eyes.
Not nice.
And she says, I should have known you were more capable. I should have done it on somebody else.
I am excited for it. It's just the use of magic is making me less excited for it.
Shit, that's the opposite of what I wanted.
No one ever refuses me.
And I wasn't going to until you started to use magic on me. I mean, I'm still going to do it, but like... I was I was like 100%, 99.5% into this going in, but now I'm like 92.1% into it.
That makes her raise an eyebrow when you're like, I'm into this, and she says, you are? And she says, I am not used to anyone besides the elder speaking to me in such a way. To refuse me is often death. And she walks closer to you, and she says, perhaps I might have a queen for myself once I claim Omu. And she leans in to try and get a kiss. Because it's pick on cast day again.
2.5 weeks of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think Cass would refuse, but Cass wouldn't, like, do anything in return. Cass would just sort of be like, okay, well, that happened, and then just sort of, like, take a step back afterwards and be like, you might not like this, but on one condition.
She says, well...
See, I am an archaeologist, as we just discussed. Would, with your permission, normally I don't ask people's permission.
And she says
Would I
that
be
is
able
something we
to-
have in common.
Would you allow me to get as much information and put it into my journal and put it into a book on this artifact and on your city and all those things? Keep the history alive, that sort of thing?
You're requesting a royal sponsorship?
Not, I mean, if you're offering, I guess.
I can do such a thing for you.
Sure, yeah, that'd be awesome.
And she smiles.
I was actually more so just asking if you wouldn't, like, put a bounty on my head if I released a book that had your information in it, but...
If you were to have my
royal
blessing...
sponsorship would be good, too.
If you were to have my blessing, you would not need to worry of such a thing.
Awesome, well, yeah, totally. Yeah, cool. Works with me.
And she says, good. Now, do not refuse me again. And she doesn't actually, like, go for another kiss, but she does the kind of thing where it's like, she gives you, like, a tap on the nose, and then she turns to walk back out to the others, leaving you in her room.
Okay. Yeah, I would write a few things down in my book and then walk out.
And so...
I would have asked in our conversation where was the last place you remembered this thing being, by the way.
Oh.
And, like, how the best way to, like...
That is a...
If like, she remembers... Yeah, if she remembers if it would be, like, buried in something. Because I'm picturing they were talking about, like, if it's like, Cass would have asked questions, like, if it's in a rock, like, is it very fragile? Would I be able to use my pickaxe around it? Should I use my brush? That sort of thing. Like, very much so asking specifics about this artifact, what it's made out of, that kind of thing.
That is a valid question, and let me see. she would tell you she would tell you the history of it. She definitely says she doesn't know where it is, but she knows it's somewhere in Omu. Oh, that's so cool. She tells you basically a story that the skull was used in its construction. Allegedly, it belonged to an ancient king of Omu that was beheaded by the hero Chagakare after riding a mastodon out of the 9 hells. So the skull belongs to a royal king of Omu, and the hero is Chagakare, who made it into a chalice. And so she's like, look, I have this thing that belongs to one of my ancestors. So, yeah, it's a symbol of office for the rulers of Omu. So, she doesn't know where it is. She said she was...
That's okay.
She said she basically tells you Na was a baby when they left, or when they fled Omu. Or, actually, that may not even be true. Let me double check that.
No, it's her son.
I mean, hey, it could be. Na
You don't know.
Na is 6 years old. I feel like Omu's been...
Could you send me the name of the hero?
It is Chakagare.
Chakagare.
The skull chalice of Chakagare.
Oh,
the hero's name is,
okay, sorry.
yeah, the hero's name is Chakagare. The king is unknown.
Here's my great granddad's skull.
Omu, where are you, Omu? I don't think it says when Omu fell into disrepair, but I think it was recent-ish. History of Omu. It doesn't say when they lost Omu. Oh, ha ha. Oh, Chult is back on Omu. Okay, that's did that happen? Here we go. Omu.
Sorry, I did not realize that was right next to the microphone.
Oh, okay. So she ends up telling you she doesn't know where it is in Omu because she has never... Like, this is what she confides to you in private. She basically says she has never been to Omu, so she has no idea where it is. Omu fell over a century ago. And also, we are over our time limit, so basically, she has them, as the Aarakocra attendants, set up like pillows and blankets for most of you to sleep, and she's like, hey, Cass, you don't have to sleep out here. But yeah, everybody's entitled to a long rest and all of that fun stuff, and we'll pick up with that next week of you all heading to Nangalore, and possibly I'll get to kill somebody because that place has a high body count.
Real fast, Cass would have presented the idea, because I came up with the idea during the session,
Ideas.
of the Ring of Winter possibly being an option to saving Toe. Possibly.
That could be
From
a
what
thing.
I've seen of it, it stops aging. Or pauses it. So if we get it from Zendala and put it on Toe.
That might be an idea. You'll just have to
But yeah,
pry
that's,
it from someone's cold, dead fingers because it's a winter day. Alright, we're going to wrap up here. Thank you, everybody who stuck around for the duration. Thank you, Lollygaggers, for the raid earlier today. It was great timing in the irony that we were going on break right as it happened, but it's still very much appreciated. We got a lot done, and I didn't kill anybody this session, so that's good. We're also back on track of the main quest. Hooray!
Yay.
Also, I will just say, Nangalore is deadly, so, like, you guys need to be ready with the A game, except for those people who don't have their spell slot or their spell access because they pissed off their death god.
Would I take away my exhaustion from the long rest?
Yes. Unless you don't get any sleep. But we digress.
I plan
Cass,
on
you
getting
can
sleep.
just cuddle. Or just be like, no, I'm good sleeping outside.
No, even though she told me not to, I probably would have refused.
Yeah. And she's like, ha ha ha, oh, you keep refusing me, and one day I'll chop your head off. And she just goes into her room and leaves it at that. It's very much the like, aha, I'm gonna get you eventually. You stop refusing me, and she just leaves.
Fun.
Because yes, we will never deprive consent here. She's just like, haha, don't refuse me. Oh, you said no? Okay, I'll get you. And she walks off.
I'll get you eventually.
I'll get you someday if I just keep trying. That's not creepy either. Oh yeah, she does seem genuine in her interest, but maybe she's just intrigued by the sight of you as a tiefling. But that is us. We are done. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Most of us will be back tomorrow for Curse of Strahd. And I will be in a much better mood because I will be on vacation.
Real fast, next week is the week I'm not available, by the way.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want somebody piloting you? Controlling your character?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know who. I mean, if anyone wants to offer, I have all of my spells that I
you actually have them updated? Alright.
Yeah. Oh, look who's coming to say hi.
Roger! Yeah! That's what you get in the night.
Smell
Roger. Stinky boy.
Yeah.
And you're gone all week, right? Does that include... When does that start?
That's literally every game.
So you won't
starting
be
tomorrow.
Here Oh, so you're not going to be here tomorrow?
No, I will be here tomorrow. Tomorrow's my last day of being here until the 27th. So 20th through the 27th.
You won't be here for Vampire. Got it.
I will not, no.
The 27th.
I tried to send like each of the dates in each of the chats.
You did, and I was just trying to remember that. You did, you left it for everything, but they get spammed out so quickly. So, right, so Tuesday and Sunday and Saturday. Okay, cool. Mental note, I will do my best to remember and not at you a lot because you're not there. Right, we're going to actually end now, even though I've said it like